All right, so I want to show you the setup for these little banded hamstring curls, prone hamstring curls that I'm going to do. And you might have to tweak this for your own setup based on what you have available, but I've got like this little skinny band first that I've looped around the pole there, and then I've got another one looped into that one. I'm not very good at showing you. And then this TheraBand I've like tied, but you could definitely, if you had like 2 skinny bands, you could do that, and then you could just alter your distance. But in the absence of like an attachment with like a really good cable, where you're getting resistance like the whole way through, this is what we're gonna try. And the other big thing that we wanna make sure we're doing is just attaching it to your foot properly. So I kind of just do one loop through, and then I try to get my toe and do another loop. And you know, as long as things don't slip, I'm usually good. And then basically you can adjust the bench to be further away if you wanted, but you want to feel tension at the initial phase of that pull, which for me, I'm going to be lazy and leave my bench here, but I can move it a little further. In this position, ideally, you don't want to be like extending through your back a ton. So if you feel like you can't keep yourself from doing that by actively bracing your trunk and kind of tilting the pelvis, you can also drop your opposite leg off, and that kind of like fixes things right where they need to be. And then from here, you're going to pull straight up. And this already unlooped, which is totally a thing that definitely didn't happen when I was doing this on my own. So double loop. All right, so once again, getting your pelvis neutral, you want to feel resistance at the initial pull, and then that should continue all the way up. So you can do these like plain prone hamstring curls, but then you can also bias which direction your tibia is moving in by basically just starting at the bottom and pointing your toe either in or pointing your toe out. So if I'm doing in, when I come to the top, my toe should still be pointing in. And this isn't going to give you like insane amounts of like differences as far as what you're isolating, because real isolation is not something that we generally do. But it is going to give you a slight shift in how much you're using one side versus the other, in your awareness of those positions. So there I've externally rotated. And they may feel really different to you. Like one position may just feel a lot weaker to you, especially if you're somebody who's post-op with specific cuts in certain places. So that's the prone hamstring curl setup.